guy by the barn and he's just trying to pick him off, doesn't know anything about him. You remember that?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So those two I don't think those two square. I mean, you heard in my interview with Tom Paine that he felt like Jesus gave off some cues that made it apparent that he was safe, but Rick was not waiting to get any cues from this guy in this episode. He was just like, stranger, kill the stranger.
Stranger danger.
He won't drop his weapon.
Was one of the cues that he said he was sorry when he stole the truck?
He had a chance to kill them and
yeah.
didn't a couple of times. So
Yeah.
yeah, but that was later, you know?
Right.
Yeah. So to kill or not to kill, it just keeps on coming back.
That is the question. Actually, it's funny because I have Morgan and Rick here as my number 3. So we kind of covered it.
What, anything else that I didn't say?
No, man, you said it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's a circle. Everything gets returned. No, yeah. I chimed in. Man.
I mean, we've said this before, but Morgan, he's one extreme, and I would not be that extreme. And hearing him say, he said, "What I believe, I'm not right. There is no right. It's just the wrong that doesn't pull you down," which made me think, all right, at least in part, he's doing this because it's for his own sanity, his own well-being. And in a way that almost makes it weak to me. I mean, I understand it, but it's like, okay, I'm not going to kill anyone, even if it's warranted, because I just can't. It's like what Carol's going through.
Yeah.
And so I think the best way to be, if you could, in this situation, is to have the option and the ability to kill when necessary, but also have the, not feel like you have to, no matter what, all the time.
Right. Right. Yeah, exactly. Well said, my friend. All right, what's your number 2?
Okay. Well, it's Carol. Do you have Carol on your list?
Yes.
Then you go, because I've been talking a lot.
Carol is, as Rick says to Morgan, a force of nature. And in this particular episode, she was such a badass. First, she sneaks off without a sound, and they don't see her going because she's a badass. She drives this car that looks like something out of Mad Max, which I love. The spiky porcupine car was so great. Then the sanctuary guys underestimate her again. And I loved it because I didn't know what was going to happen. I don't know if this is in the comics or not. I didn't know what was going to happen until right before it happened. And then, she starts crying and she starts hyperventilating. And I think, oh, you clever girl, you've got something up your sleeve there. I mean, literally and figuratively, because, then you see them all get mowed down and it's her magic semi-automatic weapon that she has in her sleeve somehow.
It looked like the cavalry came in, which is, I think, what they wanted us to think.
Yeah,
but then you realize it was her. It's like, whoa.
She is a one-woman cavalry.
But, the whole hyperventilating, this scene made me realize that's real. That's how Carol gets now when she realizes she's going to have to kill.
Yeah, she's got a lot of PTSD.
Yes.
She's been finally, it's been building and building and building, and finally it's enough for her. But so leaving Alexandria, not a great idea. It just shows you can't really run away from your problems. If you run away, you still haul around all your problems with you.
Yeah.
And that sure happened with her. And I also like the fact that we know that she was sewing something back at the house.
Right. And it looks like such a homey thing to do.
Exactly.
Until you realize she's sewing a pocket for her machine gun.
Right. And I also love that.
But it was cool.
Yeah. And I also love that we finally understand what the introduction was about.
Yeah,
because
right.
The teeny tiny little introduction, and we're like, what is going on there? There's blood dripping. I don't understand what has just happened.
That reminded me of when I told Greg McTerra my idea, where the introduction should just be one of the main characters as a zombie, and then go back in time and see how that happened,
What did Nicotero say?
He said, oh yeah, it kind of reminds me of Memento, where the whole thing takes place backwards. And I'm like, no,
that's
too
not
complicated. You're just giving me the brush off, but thanks for listening. He was nice enough to listen. About that whole gun thing, I thought it was clever and cool the way they presented it with innocent sewing, and then you realize what it is. But for someone who ran away because she doesn't want to kill, I've never seen someone more ready to kill.
She was ready.
That's right.
Yep. Well, it's good because they knew where Alexandria was. And so she really didn't have a choice if she
Mhm.
wanted to protect them. But yeah,
And the
it's
way it all went down, I thought, we've been pretty critical of the staging of these scenes,
uh-huh.
but I thought it was pretty believable because they didn't all get killed right away. I think two of them got winged and hid, so she really only got, I think, like three of them, and they were caught by surprise.
Yes. Right, 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 right. Yeah. And then she got the other she got a couple more later and when one hobbles off.
Right, so that guy's going to be trouble, I'm
You
sure.
think he's been shot? He took a bullet for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I just figure there's a reason why they left one alive. We'll see.
To to skulk away. Skulker.
Carol kind of reminded me of Bill Bixby, Incredible Hulk of the 70s. Because
Rawr.
he's a sad loner who's wandering
Oh.
around on his own because he doesn't want to hurt anybody. And
Oh
then he ends
yeah.
up hulking out and all the time, just can't escape it.
Don't get me angry.
Yeah.
You didn't like me when
Don't
I'm
like it
angry.
already. Pop, 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 pop.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And people
Yeah.
don't understand the Hulk side of Carol.
And
Except Rick now does.
yeah, he's like, you don't know Carol. Carol's the best.
Yeah, he loves her.
Yeah,
He's so proud.
I know, he's proud. And lastly, one thing I wasn't sure about. So Rick and Morgan are on her trail. They find this whole scene, and Rick puts this guy out of his misery, which I did almost, even though maybe it wasn't Rick's intention. I thought, oh, he's kind of helping this guy put him out of his misery.
Yeah.
But they're still tracking Carol, and they're tracking blood. I guess it's that guy's blood, isn't it? I think it is. I think they think it's Carol's blood, but I don't think she got hurt. I didn't see her get hurt.
I didn't see her get hurt either.
Yeah.
When she shot the guy at the very end, it was one gunshot, and we know that it was that guy.
Yeah. So I think they think they're following Carol, but they're actually following this other guy that hobbled off.
Right.
Maybe.
Where'd she go? East?
Probably. I don't know. Yeah, we have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even know what her plan is. Is it just like to roam around being peaceful and being a pacifist loner forever with a machine gun sewed in her sleeve?
Maybe Morgan will find her, and then the two of them can sit under the Bodhi tree.
But what's her plan? What does she want out of life now?
Now she wants to protect Alexandria. Mark my words. We haven't seen the last of her.
I mean, she left Alexandria because she loves those people and she doesn't want to kill anymore, so she feels like she can't protect them. So if you're off on your own and basically you don't want to have any attachments because you don't want to have to kill for them, then what are you going to do? I mean, her only choice, if she keeps with that philosophy, is to just try and be alone. So I guess she just wants to live out her life alone.
Oh, that's so sad. Maybe
Yeah.
she decided that the whole plan was actually a really bad plan. She's going back to Alexandria right now.
I mean, she'll have to change something if she survives.
Yeah. I think she should embrace the killing again. Can't believe I just said that.
We've come full circle. All right. Why don't you go for
Okay.
number one?
My number one was the cliffhangers of this episode, and there were quite a few. And I'm talking about Maggie. No, I'm not talking about her mom haircut, although she did get a mom haircut, and that answers the question, why does Lauren Cohan have short hair now? Oh my God, they killed her off, and she had to cut her, she cut her hair off because she no longer is on the show. No, that is not it. It's because she's got the anything I can do to help haircut. But the fact that she has bad cramps and the unborn baby is possibly in peril. Great cliffhanger. And maybe Enid finds her, or she did find her, and maybe Enid now wants to take her to the OBGYN who happens to be over at the Hilltop community,
So you don't
which
think she had a miscarriage?
maybe she's going to, but maybe she's going to go to Hilltop because that's where
Yeah,
the OBGYN is. That's what I would do.
I think you're probably right. I mean, God, I hope not, because why have her have a miscarriage?
I
The
know.
show's already dark enough.
I know. I know. And then well, the baby's pretty. I mean, 3 months along. It's not she's not even showing yet in
Yeah,
the show, right? Okay,
right.
good.
I don't
Hmm.
know how long, but yeah. And I really mean that. Like, we have a lot of fodder for drama already. We have bad
Right.
guys, we have zombies, we have different philosophies within the group. We really don't need a miscarriage.
No, we
That's how I
don't.
feel.
That'd be a
You
real
know?
bummer
Yeah.
for the season to end with a miscarriage. So,
Yeah, that
uh,
just happens for no reason.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. How about sparing us that,
Yeah.
Gimple? Just saying. All right, another cliffhanger. Glenn and Michonne are captured by Dwight's guys.
Hmm.
And that pissed me off. I'm like, those inept and isn't and weren't didn't he get his junk chomped on last week? I don't understand how he could have been so. I mean, they would have gone back to the sanctuary. I don't understand. So that pissed me
It
off.
doesn't, see, you're not a guy. You don't understand that actually biting your balls doesn't really hurt. Just kidding.
You're right. I don't understand that. And finally, Dwight shoots Daryl, or did he? We don't know because blood once again
Lots of blood.
splashed on the camera lens, which apparently is now required in every episode of this show.
I
Which
love it.
do you?
Oh
It
yeah.
always takes me out of the moment.
I like it. I think it's cool. But
Makes it worth.
Daryl's totally
Right.
fine.
Yeah, you
Oh
think?
yeah. Well, maybe not totally. Maybe he
So
like
Dwight's giving him a shoulder rub.
he had one of those paintball guns. No, he may have been shot, but he's not dead. No way. I mean, I don't know that for a fact, but I would bet anything. In fact, I have a beer bet on that with my friend Dave Solo.
Oh, nice. Beer bets are the best.
What do you think? I mean, for one thing, if
Uh,
he really was dead, I don't think they would do it that way.
he
Just like
said
with Glenn.
he said you'll be okay.
Yeah, they probably did that because they're like, people are going to be pissed again if we try to fake him out. But
They
they still did try to fake us out,
did, I
even
know.
if Dwight said that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, no, I don't think he's dead
Nah.
yet, but he could be. He
He
pretty
could be.
soon. I think it would be a very ignoble death, and if they did kill him off this way, because usually, I mean, he can hear. I mean, he's got the instincts of
Mhm.
you know a deer. He can track things. He's
Right.
pretty great. But I was reading, somebody was saying that with all the gunfire, there's a real chance that his hearing would have been damaged. So maybe that's it. That's how he gets snuck up on.
Yep. All right. Well, my number one is it was nice to hear Glenn making sense, what I consider making sense. Like Rosita was talking about Daryl going after Dwight. We should let him
Yeah.
do this. Glenn says, but
Yeah.
he doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
We don't know anything more about this group. Maybe they know more about us than we know about them.
Nothing
It's
good
like,
can happen.
yeah. Why don't we go back and talk about a strategy?
Yeah.
The same kinds of things we say on this podcast.
It's
And,
as if he listens.
and then Michonne said, "We'll square it. I promise you. Just come back," which was a good thing to say. Like, we're not just letting this go. We're actually going to do something about it. But it's maybe not a good idea for just one of us to go off half cocked. But they go anyway, and Rosita goes because she's kind of doesn't have anything left to lose, maybe, and she's still mad at the world and stuff.
She stomps away.
Mhm.
I don't care. Yeah, maybe. I mean, she was there. She was there with Denise when Denise told her that, she sees her and she's worth something. She told both of them that they're better than they even know. And it'd be hard to lose somebody who was just telling you how great you are. So yeah, I can totally see Rosita,
Hmm.
who's been
And she was there when it
dumped.
happened. So
Yeah. Yeah, I could see where she'd want some sweet, sweet justice
right,
served up hot.
and that's the what I just said, the whole making sense thing. There's even a part of me that's like, dude, that's so boring. Like, it's more exciting when you just go off and try to get revenge. So I'm okay with that. Like, I can see
Bring
that
it
too.
on.
Yeah, go get them, go get them. But I just like when, I mean, Glenn talking that way makes me feel like, well, I wish you would have said that a couple of weeks ago when you guys all went and killed those people in your sleep. But okay.
Right, right, exactly, exactly. Or maybe how about you launch before you launched into this? Let's find Daryl.
Yeah,
Since that didn't work
that
anyway.
part too. Oh well, it'll be
Oh
exciting next week.
yeah, well,
Notes.
notes. I have a couple. I have a question. Is there only one road in this town? Because it seems like they all use it, and they all use it at the exact same moment.
Who met up?
Carol and the Saviors.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. The Saviors have been around a lot lately, but I assume that just means they're coming into this territory right now, and they're trying to close in on Alexandria. They seem to have been spying, and they know
Yes.
about it.
They know all about it now, and they even know what kind of cars they have in front of
Yeah, exactly.
Alexandria. Okay, so there is a main road, and the Saviors were on their way over there, and the Saviors even said as much. So okay, okay, I get that. Um, yeah, yeah, and I just want to know why no one's ever run into the Saviors before now, and now they're running into them on a practically a daily basis.
Yeah, that's what. Just
Same
because,
thing.
yeah, they're expanding their territory.
All right, now I have another question for you.
Mm-hmm.
When Morgan takes out the zombie with Rick, and he takes him out with a bow staff, it looks like he just hits him, like he just whacks him in the head, and the zombie dies. But I thought you needed to damage the brain
I know
somehow.
that's true, huh? Yeah, it looked like he knocked it unconscious.
Uh-huh. Can you
Yeah,
knock a zombie unconscious?
well, maybe if you rattled sprains hard enough, and they got squooshed inside there. I don't
There's
know.
some great zombies this episode, by the way, I thought. The hungry zombie that looked like it was at a human eating contest. That was awesome.
Yeah, the zombies. Like, I really feel like this is hardly a zombie show anymore.
Uh-huh.
And the comic got like that at this point too. And the show, I was noticing, doesn't really hit the same buttons in me that zombie movies do, or at this point almost maybe used to, because I feel like the zombie thing is a bit played out. Maybe if a really great one came along, I'd still love it. But the show has to work on other levels if it's not going to be that horror zombie thing anymore.
Yes.
And it
Right.
is working on a lot of other levels. So
Yeah.
it's just interesting.
Even if it sounds like I complain all the time. I try not to. Um and then I have one more comment which is going to sound like a complaint. Why aren't they trying to team up with the Hilltop gang? For instance, what about getting Jesus to, I mean, they know that an attack is coming. Seems like they should somehow team up with them and figure something out. And also they know they didn't kill Negan. So they took all the goodies from the Hilltop gang,
Mhm.
with the deal was to kill Negan. And
Right.
that didn't
And
happen.
this was confirmation, actually, this episode, because Rick said to Morgan, well, there's more of them. You know, we didn't finish it. We didn't finish it. And then
Right.
and Morgan's like, you actually started something. And I'm like,
Right.
well, maybe they kind of started it when they tried to kill Abraham and, Daryl.
Daryl
Yeah.
and Sasha
But
on their
anyway,
way.
that was confirmation that Rick was like, okay, we know for sure now that there's more of them, that maybe he didn't know that for sure
Yeah,
before.
and Glenn confirmed it as well with Michonne in the woods right before they got captured. You remember he
Right.
said something like, "Yeah, this is bigger than we think."
Yes. which was interesting. He's like, we all came together by luck. I think he was talking about since the beginning of the show, but we thought we figured it out, but now we know it's bigger or something like that.
Yeah. Right. Right.
But what was the note that started this discussion off? I forgot.
Oh, when they team up with Hilltop.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think there's opportunity for that. They can't do everything in one episode.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, they should.
They're not going to really have a chance now because they've got now the saviors have hostages. And so they're not going to have the ability to go over there and get Jesus, who really is a badass fighter. They're not going to have a chance to get him on their side or anybody else who might be able to help them win this thing.
Yeah, but there'll be future problems.
Yeah, there sure will. You're right. You're right.
Don't worry.
Okay.
Plenty of opportunity.
You know what? It's all going to work out.
Okay. Tobin went to the infirmary because he got hurt building a platform or something.
Yep.
He said it's quiet over there without Denise, but I'm like, is anybody over there? Enid's at the infirmary.
I thought so.
Okay. I'm just curious. Yeah, I don't know. I'm curious. Somebody's got to be over there. I mean, unless it's a self-serve infirmary. There's a couple of medical books.
Band-aids out. There we go. You know what? Maybe Enid's staffing the pickle factory. So maybe she's not there. I thought she was, though.
Tobin was talking about Denise to Carol and she tuned out, but we did hear him say, hey, everything's going to be okay. And I'm like, no, there's no reason to think that. But I guess he's just trying to be a good boyfriend, right? Be comforting.
Yeah. And for his experience for so long, it has been okay because he's been all nice and safe over at Alexandria. So
yeah, maybe he does believe that. You're right. Yeah, good point. The title is East because Carol went east and the Savior's compound was west. So I guess that's just a sign that she's trying to basically get away from all that trouble.
Yep.
East. By the way, last week's title was Twice as Far, which meant that Daryl went twice as far because he didn't want to take the shortcut across the tracks.
Yes, and we were told that
by 4,752 listeners who emailed, called, tweeted, and Facebooked. And thank you guys. We should have known that. And I was also thinking that it might kind of mean like how some of these characters have come a really long way in order to get as capable as they are. And in that episode, there were a couple characters who seemed like they were trying to take shortcuts, like Eugene and Denise, to become capable. Remember we were saying they should have some zombie training. I don't know. I could be reading into that, but
yeah, that's it.
Dwight, I noticed, used his middle finger for a trigger finger, which is what a total asshole does, I guess. It's kind of weird to hold your gun that way. I didn't
even notice that. That's great. Good eye, Jason.
And then let's see, Morgan staying out there to find Carol. The way they did that scene, it felt like it could be Goodbye Forever, right? With the protein bar and stuff. Mm-hmm. I hope not, because I still like Morgan a lot.
Lenny James is wonderful.
Mm-hmm. All right, that's all I got to say. And talk about our final sponsor. That's Harry's. Harry's is definitely one of the products that we have that I can unabashedly say that I use every day and love. And it's because the razors are nice to look at. They're great to use. They have good blades, 5 blades, and they shave well. They're lower cost than in the store, and they're more convenient. So just, hit on every level, it's better than what you would normally buy.
Yep.
Good things come in threes. March is the 3rd month of the year, and it also is Harry's 3rd year anniversary as a business. So if you're new to Harry's, we got a special deal for you. You can try 3 of their expertly crafted 5-blade German razors, one of these handles I just mentioned, and shave cream for only $10 with offer code DEADCAST at harrys.com. Yeah.
That's a great
deal. It's a really
deal.
Cool way to try it all out. And
Father's Day, I'm telling you.
They have a guarantee too. If you're not happy with the quality, you get a full refund within 30 days if you're not happy. So it's like 0 risk. like I said, the handles are attractively designed. They're really simple, and I like the design. But you can also get them in orange, blue, or olive green, or they have this other style, the Winston, which is in silver. The Winston.
I got the Truman,
Yeah,
and
the Truman has the colors.
it's in orange, and it's in
Oh,
San
I
Francisco.
want one of those.
San Francisco Giants
Yeah,
orange.
that's pretty cool. Then that clean design also extends to their website. It's really nice to look at, really clean. I really like minimal stuff. You guys know that. I've said it 1,000 times. And it's really easy to grok. You can see exactly what they offer and how to get it. You can buy stuff one at a time, or you can do a shave plan where you pay a lower cost subscription and you get stuff every month. And they're half the price of the leading brand, and they're getting really popular. Over 1 million guys have already made the switch over to them.
Guys,
You can say guy and mean some girls too. Hey, you
yes, I
guys.
suppose you can, but you should also know that women love these things too, including me.
Right. Okay. So 1 million guys and at least one woman loves this stuff. No, I think it's great. You're right. It's really good to know you as a woman like this stuff.
Love it.
Instead of paying $32 for an 8-pack of blades, you can get the Harry starter set for $15. You get a razor, shave cream, 3 razor blades. You get $5 off your first order with promo code DEADCAST at harrys.com. That's HARRYS.com. Thank you to Harry's.
Thanks, Harry's.
Obvious threat to untold numbers of citizens.
The people it kills get up and kill.
Are they slow moving, Chief?
Yeah, they're dead. They're all messed up.
This is a Walking Dead Cast news update.
Okay, time for the news. The season 6 finale next weekend has been extended to 90 minutes.
Yeah.
90-minute episode. I'm happy about that.
I am too. I think they're going to need that space to tell the story that they want to tell.
Yeah, even though it's supposed to maybe end in a cliffhanger. So it could technically just be 5 minutes. Josh McDermott said he thinks it's the best episode of the show yet.
Oh, so he had a completely different reaction than Andrew Lincoln.
And then everybody else who threw up when they read the script.
Right. It's the best one.
He says, people say, well, how do I prepare for it? There is no preparing for it. You're screwed. You're screwed.
Thanks, Josh.
I'm going to prepare for it by turning on my TV and opening my eyes.
and also maybe having I recommend clutching loved ones.
Yeah. Jenny's on a trip to Guatemala right now, so she won't be back yet. It's a bummer.
Is she in a cave somewhere?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, that sounds like we're we're kidding, but we're not.
No, it's actually true. Yeah, she loves the cave, so I have to watch it by myself. Bummer. So at WonderCon this weekend, there was this great showrunner panel that had, among others, Damon Lindelof, who's the showrunner of Lost and The Leftovers, Scott Gimple, who does Walking Dead, and Craig DeGregorio, who's Ash vs. Evil Dead. They were all on a panel together.
That's like a triumvirate of heroes.
I know. So the conversation came around to how Leftovers has announced that it'll end after season 3. And Lost had this hard endpoint at season 6.
Uh-huh.
And Lindelof said, coming from the fan perspective, I just want to know how thick the book is before I pick it up. The idea of having to read a book and every time you put it down, you don't know how many chapters are left is not as exciting as knowing, oh my God, I'm nearing the end. That said, I will literally watch The Walking Dead for another 20 years. Which I feel like he looked over and saw Gimple.
Right, exactly. No, not you. This doesn't apply to your show,
No,
Gimple.
this is just for my shows.
No.
And Gimple said, with The Walking Dead, the best metric for me, just as a reader of the book, it's going on, and I'm enjoying it. Robert Kirkman's building an evolving world, and we're trying to fulfill its story. Robert reinvents the story over and over, and we're following the story's lead. So I guess it's like Lost and Leftovers are more like a novel, and Walking Dead is more like an ongoing comic book.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And I mean, The Leftovers was a novel.
Right.
The first season.
Yeah.
I'm glad, actually. After the second season of The Leftovers, I felt like it could have ended and I would have been okay with that.
Yeah, it was a good ending.
It was a good ending.
But I hope And Damon Lindelof is like, well, I can't have anyone saying that I ended a series well, so I'm going to do one more season. Yeah, he said that as a joke.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. But I hope the third season is as good as the second one was.
Me too.
If I had to guess at this point with Walking Dead, I really would guess about 8 or 9 seasons total.
Really? So you think 7, 8, maybe 9? It's interesting.
I mean, it could go longer, but I just have a feeling. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it's scary to think about that because we spend so much of our time on it right now.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, and we're kind of tired.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I still enjoy it though.
I do too, and
lot.
it's the end. It's the end of the season, and we always feel this way at the end of the season.
And then next week or in 2 weeks is Fear the Walking Dead with Melissa and Duncan are coming back on.
Woo! All right.
So you can just be a listener again.
To me, your Fear the Walking Dead, your wrap up is the best part about the show. I love it.
It'll
I
be
love
fun.
listening to you guys.
Yeah, I'm looking forward. I haven't really talked to those guys all that much lately, so
That's perfect.
it'll be fun. Last item. Recently, there was this bill called the Religious Liberty Bill. Did you hear about this?
I have indeed, and I was going to talk to you about it.
It passed both chambers of the Georgia state government. What do you don't call it a Congress if it's state level, right? What do you call it?
Their houses
of something.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, it passed, but then the governor needed to sign it.
Yep.
And this bill would allow faith-based organizations to deny services to those who violate their, quote, sincerely held religious belief and preserve their right to fire employees who aren't in accord with those beliefs. Basically, it means that people can say, if you're gay, I don't need to serve you or hire you or anything because it goes against my religious beliefs.
Yes.
So several companies protested this bill very publicly, asking the governor, Nathan Deal, to veto it. And they threatened to take their business out of Georgia. The reason why I'm bothering to talk about this is because AMC was one of those companies.
Yes.
Disney, Time Warner, Netflix, whole bunch. And even somebody asked Norman Reedus about it, and he said, I definitely think the governor should not sign it. I support the network and I support all the other companies that are against it. My fingers are crossed and I'm hoping for the best that he won't sign it.
Woo, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm. So do you know what happens?
I don't, actually.
Well, today's March 28th, Monday, and today the governor vetoed the bill.
Yay! Well done, sir.
He said the bill doesn't reflect Georgia's welcoming image as a state full of warm, friendly, and loving people, and our people work side by side without regard to the color of our skin or the religion we adhere to. We are working to make life better for our families and our communities. That is the character of Georgia. I intend to do my part to keep it that way.
I'm applauding over here. This is me applauding all of Georgia. You should be proud.
Yeah, we don't usually like to get political, but we definitely are okay just being upfront about not supporting any kind of discrimination like that. That's how I feel anyway.
This isn't political. This is just being a human.
Yeah.
This is being a good
person.
human. Yeah.
All right. That's it for the news. Let's move on to listener moans, groans, and grunts.
This first one comes from Kristen Halberg, who writes, can we please all just pray the blood is from Dwight getting shot by Carol in the woods, or Dwight's balls stitches bursting? That would be awesome. P.S. Twice as far for the episode last week referred to Rosita telling Daryl going around the tracks meant going twice as far as taking the tracks themselves.
Oh.
Huh. We haven't heard that.
Yeah, we're dumb. We could have just included 20 responses saying that, and that would be the whole listener moans, groans, and grunts section this week. But I don't disparage anybody for telling us that, because if I had heard our podcast, I would have sent that same message.
Oh yeah, no, we are dumb.
No, sometimes we don't catch everything. We try. Aubrey Churchwood says there's definitely getting too cocky, especially Rick with his whole speech to Michonne about they come and we'll end it. We'll win. We're stronger. His confidence is way too high, and it's risking lives.
No doubt. And the way that they were sort of lounging there, like Rome before the fall, totally full of hubris. They were eating that apple and just seemed like such a loungy, like, we're badasses. We're going to be just fine. Everything is going our way. I'm like, are you crazy people? Thank you, Aubrey. This next one comes from Paula Hopper, who wrote, "What the hell was that? This episode sucked, not only because of the Daryl situation, but it was just boring. I'm tired of the Glenn and Maggie storyline. It's becoming a drag and a bit annoying, to be honest. I'm ready for the finale. Hopefully it will be 90 minutes of bad assery."
Oh, you dissed on my favorite scene.
Yeah.
The shower scene. But we like to give equal opportunities for people with dissenting opinions. But I'm looking forward to the finale too. Jennifer Mullen says, "Did anyone else think Rick might kill Morgan at the barn or possibly send him packing? The thought crossed my mind, especially after Morgan confessed to letting the wolf guy live. I don't think there's anything Rick won't do to protect the group at this point, including letting go of those that aren't on board with killing to protect the group at all costs." So he'll do anything to protect the group, including sending some of them to their deaths. But yes, I didn't really think he was going to kill him, but I thought he was very, very angry for sure.
He was angry. Yeah. You messed up my shot. Christy Fusen Coakley writes, "One of the coolest shots ever was Carol's smoking sleeve. Fantastic. I don't think we'll ever see her again until next season." Yeah, maybe not.
Yeah, maybe not. Yeah, I don't know. Greg Schwam says, "Still weird seeing Rick and Michonne together romantically." A little bit.
Yeah, because we're just so used to seeing them fully clothed. Christina Sower says, "Relax, people. Daryl didn't die this episode, but someone in our group did, I think. That was a lot of blood splashed up on the camera lens to annoy Karen more." That part I added.
So I think Christina thinks that maybe that was somebody else's blood in the group, but I don't think it really could have been because they were far away.
Unless it was Carol shooting Dwight.
Oh, but then we heard Dwight say, he'll be all right or something, right?
Oh, was that after the shot rang out?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay.
So I think it was, I don't know. Yeah, we really don't know. Michael Darwin says, "How do you like my balls? Aren't they a lovely shade of blue?" Huh. Blue balls. "Seriously, that was part 1 to the season finale. Almost all set up, and that's fine. Frustrating, but fine. They did an excellent job developing characters, building tension, and it's clear there's no decisive victory coming with the Saviors anytime soon. It's like a bloody chess game, each move countering the last, ratcheting up the pressure on the opposition. Now we're left uncertain of Carol's fate, Maggie's pregnancy. I'm guessing she won't be meeting Negan. And of course, Daryl and his crew. I'm guessing based on the angle and blood spray that Iron Dwight shot Daryl in the arm, maybe even taking his hand. Walking Dead gods have been owed a hand since the Governor arc." That would be an interesting twist to Daryl, who to date has been the unbeatable badass, and putting him in a position of weakness would give him the story arc he's been lacking since Beth died. Might be interesting, yeah. Daryl loses a hand.
That'd be hard to ride a motorcycle with one hand.
Yeah, it would be impossible unless you rigged it differently. Because
yeah.
You know that, yeah. You've been on a motorcycle, yeah.
Yeah. That'd be rough. But as I found out by watching 60 Minute Sports a couple weeks ago, you can fire a compound bow when you don't have any arms. There's a guy who's got the record for the longest arrow shot from a compound bow, and it was born without arms, and he fires it with his legs, and he's a total badass.
It's really amazing what you can do. Like what blind people, how acute their other senses are, or they can read Braille. Just when you're missing something, how the rest of you can compensate for it.
Keith Amato writes, "Jason and Karen, next week's going to be brutal. I'm predicting 3 from Alexandria will die. Glenn, Abraham, Rosita. I hope I'm wrong." Yeah, I hope you're wrong too, pal.
Yeah, I hope you're wrong. Yeah. So email. This is a long email. I don't know if I'll read the whole thing, but I thought it was was a good counterpoint. So this is from Levi Hanush. He says, "Hey, Jason and Karen, the Department of Suspension of Disbelief has been a very, very one-sided since its creation and has become sort of a drag for many listeners who feel differently about different issues. Sometimes you have legitimate issues where the show doesn't make sense in an area, the camera angles with the truck falling with Daryl and Rick, LOL. But I think that was Daryl and Carol. Anyways, but many times there are answers within the show that you missed or simply didn't see correctly. So when that happens and the viewer remembers why that thing makes sense, it feels like you guys are bashing us over the head with negative things that simply aren't true." Like we have a bat wrapped in
barbed wire. Yeah.
Now, of course, I'm not saying everything you bring up is false, but I just wish one of you would take the other side sometimes so that it would balance it out. And in the younger episodes of the podcast, you and Karen did feel very differently about different things that happen and could balance each other out a little more. However, recently it feels like you and Karen kind of go along with all of these issues in the Department of Suspension Disbelief together without digging into them any further. I have noticed you've made an effort to condense the Department of Suspension Disbelief and put it at the end of your top 5, and we do appreciate that. But what about disbanding the department and just simply saying, I had a problem with whatever? Might make some of us feel better at least. See, I don't think that would matter personally. I think it's more fun to name a department after it than to just say I had a problem with it, because we're just going to still talk about the same issues anyway. And actually, suspension of disbelief is something that's really important in storytelling, because it just means, sometimes it actually means, well, I understand why they would want to do that for dramatic reasons, even though it wouldn't necessarily be practical in the real world. So I will just not worry about what's practical and appreciate it on a dramatic level. That's the way I see it a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I do.
He continues, "It's come to where I cringe every time you guys bring it up now."
Ooh.
You might not, and Levi's a big fan of ours, by the way. So people who don't agree with him, please, I just wanted to say that, but you might not even be as frustrated or upset with the show as you sound, but it really does come off that way to us, the listeners, where there's a whole department for it.
There's actually, I just want you to know this, Levi, this is a made up thing. There's not actually a building, a department building
with lots of administrators and
right. It's just a
He's
thing.
not saying that. I want you to know we love you and your podcast so much. You're both so witty and funny and smart. This is just one area that would make the show easier to listen to that I've noticed other listeners feel strongly about as well. A little smiley face. I know it's a give and take, and it's tough to balance all that. Thank you for what you do. Then he says, he gives a couple of examples. During the Wolf's invasion, Morgan made it back to the camp before the others, and you guys really dwelled on this. In the previous episode, Rick told Morgan to go ahead and tell everyone at Alexandria what happened much sooner before everyone else decided to head back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know he told him to go back sooner, but to me, it really did just seem like he got back, because I think they showed him start to leave, and then like the next scene he was back. I don't know. I don't remember for sure. But I knew that, so I don't know. Yeah, maybe we dwelled on it. Sometimes we dwell on this stuff just because we think we're funny, in case you didn't already realize that.
I think, in fact, and I was remembering this, if I remember this correctly, you were saying something like he rode his bow stick
like
back.
a helicopter. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you know, yeah, and sometimes it's just fun for me to make jokes about it, and probably if like a lot of you guys are bothered by that, I hope not, because it's fun. But we're dissing on something that you really like, and so it sounds kind of mocking, so I can understand why you wouldn't like it. Yeah. He says, the same episode you guys were mad at the Wolves for not thinking anything of Carol taking someone prisoner. Jason, you said the Wolves hadn't even taken anyone prisoner, they were just cutting their bodies apart. And he goes on, but they actually did show a wolf taking somebody prisoner in the episode just before that we missed, or that I missed. And I thought we addressed that in a later podcast. I thought someone wrote in about it. So that's one way that we can mitigate the problem you're having with this is if people write in and correct us, then we'll bring it up. Like I have no problem with that. So, in fact, some of the podcasts I really like, one tech podcast in particular, they have this whole follow-up section, they call it, right before the podcast starts in earnest, and it's all about people who've written in to just kind of converse with them about what they said, in some cases to give a counterpoint. So this is a discussion between us and you guys. So if we say something that you don't agree with and you write in about it, then yeah, we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
The final one, he says, both of you were upset with the way the walkers ate Jesse whenever Rick was yelling as well. If you play it back, they zoned out the volume as an effect of Rick in shock, and Jessie is screaming in the scene with her mouth wide open right before the walker gets her. Rick is more whisper yelling, and you can only hear it because of the effect the show used to show Rick's shock. You know, whisper yelling, like when you try to tell your cat dog to shut up when your wife is sleeping. I hope you kind of get a feel for what I mean, even though they're dated. So that one, I'm sorry, I just don't agree, because I played it back. I listened to the volume. It sounded, the way Sam was talking sounded about the same volume to me as Rick. So sometimes these things are just going to have to be where we agree to disagree.
That can be a little division. Just kidding.
The division where we agree to disagree.
Division of agree to disagree.
So I guess
I'm kidding.
I guess the way that I can address this is, if we're mocking something just to be funny and it's annoying you guys, I'm sorry. It's really fun for us. So please take it with that in mind, that it's fun. But I do love this show. I'm so thankful for it. And, you know, we do also, I really do try to show you how much I appreciate the show every episode, and talk about all the stuff that I appreciate. So I hope you also see that. I feel like we are balanced, but, you know, if more of you have more to say about this, I'm happy to hear it and talk about it on the next episodes.
And thanks for writing in, Levi.
Yeah, thank you.
Love you, baby.
Yeah. All right, we have a couple of calls. This is our old friend Timothy Johnson.
Hey, Jason Karen, this is Timothy Johnson, and wow, but first of all, I'll give this episode a 9 out of 10. What the heck just happened at the end of this episode? Did Dale get shot by Dwight in the head? Oh my gosh, that happened. The fans would just lose it. Oh, it looked like that to me. That Dale got shot in the back of the head by Dwight. Oh, I read that wrong, but wait to hear what you guys think. And who do you think would die at the hands of Negan? I predict this. I'm gonna predict this. Glenn. Yep. Glenn is a gunner. Bye, Karen. Okay, bye.
You just kind of decided there.
Yep.
Yeah. Daryl's fine, and I'm starting to not feel so good about Glenn, to tell you the truth. Yep.
Oh, because he had the tender shower scene.
Yep. And in my theory this whole time is that Glenn would be spared, but now I'm starting to think otherwise, especially since they went through that whole fake out earlier this season. I think that might be a counterpoint to what's about to happen.
Not Glenn. No.
We'll see.
Don't be sad.
All right. This is from Andrea Terwilliger.
Hi, my name is Andrea Terwilliger, and I am a first-time caller, and I just wanted to say that I really like your show, and I love listening to you guys on my way to work every Tuesday, because I usually don't get to download it until Monday night, but I like to listen to you guys. I just wanted to know if you really think that Daryl is okay. I know Dwight said that, you'll be fine, but I just wanted to know if you guys thought that he'll be okay. I think that he won't be okay, and I'm a little afraid that Karen's not going to be okay, that he's not going to be okay.
Care.
But, who knows. So here's my zombie sound. Don't get that?
Oh, she's so cute.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things is hearing about how listeners listen to us.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to know that we're part of whatever habits they happen to have.
Yeah.
And it's so fun. So write in and tell us how you listen to us, what kind of weird little habits you have where we're part of it, because that makes me happy. Thanks, Andrea.
Thanks, Andrea. I don't think you have anything to worry about Daryl. What do you think, Karen?
I think you should. You're right to be worried.
There, Levi, we disagreed. Just for you.
Go us, go us.
All right, that is it for listener moans, groans, and grunts. Thanks everybody for writing in, and you too, and especially you, Levi. Thanks for writing that really considered email. All right, it's time for comic talk. There wasn't a lot in the show that had to do with the comic this week, so Eric and Grace Lee won't be doing a segment, but there are a few things that I wanted to talk about. So it's spoilery as far as the comic goes. And there's even a section of Tom Payne's interview that I cut out and I'm going to stick in here because it has to do with what happens to Jesus later on in the comics. So if you guys don't want to hear anything spoiler, you should move to the next section. But here we go. So I guess I will talk about this. So I'm not sure if Maggie's going to have a miscarriage. In the comic, dun, 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 spoiler time, Maggie gives birth to little Herschel, she names him. This is after Glenn gets killed by Negan's bat. But in the comic, Judith died early on.
Whoa!
And it was very shocking and gruesome when they were leaving the prison. Laurie was still around, and the governor's people came and attacked, and they had their tank and everything, and there was lots of gunfire. And when Laurie was running away in the prison yard carrying the baby, she just got mowed down.
Laurie and the baby?
Yeah. And Kirkman later said that the baby did not get shot, but Laurie fell on her, which I don't know why he would bother to say that.
Oh my God.
Because he's a sick individual. So my point in bringing that up is I wonder if they might be more likely to have Maggie have a miscarriage on the show if there's already a baby on the show. I don't know.
Why are you doing this to me? Now I'm so sad.
This comic is very disturbing. So let's see. Let me cover another thing. So there was a guy at the barn that Rick almost killed. Did he look like he had armor on to you or not?
Yes, he did.
Okay. So he may be a member of this group in the book called The Kingdom, which is, it was kind of cheesy in the book, actually. They meet this guy, Ezekiel. He looks just like Dave Fennoy, who I don't think you know him, but he plays Lee in Telltale's The Walking Dead. He had dreads and he's this big black guy, and they called him King Ezekiel, and all his people were medieval looking knights, and he had a pet tiger. And I was like, what the fuck? But they're called The Kingdom, and so maybe this guy is from The Kingdom, you know, like yet another group, and they're good guys, so the world's opening up.
I could see where you would be able to rescue a tiger from a zoo. Yeah.
I mean, at first I thought it was completely whacked,
improbable.
And I had a month to think about it because the comics come out monthly. But then as they went along with the story, they got a little more grounded, and the tiger actually grew on me. I don't think Grace likes the tiger, but I kind of did. And I was thinking they probably won't have a tiger on the show because they don't even have a dog for Daryl.
We really do need to start that petition.
And then, Scott Gimple addressed that. He said, there's not a great chance that this guy is from the Kingdom, but if it were happening, I wouldn't tell you either. He said the world's going to be expanding in a lot of different directions. Just the fact that he said there's not a great chance, I think means no, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah, and maybe it was just like, this is a little one-off for fans of the comic, and it was just meant to sort of be a here you go. But it wasn't a harbinger of anything bigger to come.
We don't know. Or, who knows? But now I'm going to play this Tom Payne clip because Jesus ends up being gay in the comics.
Nice.
And I wanted to ask him about that, but I didn't want to give it away in the main interview. So here's Tom Payne. Jesus is gay in the comic book. Does that have any bearing on your portrayal so far?
No, because, what's great about him in the comic books is that that has nothing to do with anything, actually. It happens to be a facet of him as a person. And I think if that comes out in the show, it will be handled in exactly the same way.
Yeah.
And I think that's so awesome that it is like that in the comic books. And Kirkman's been, very open about it. He's like, there are awesome ninja gay people, in the world. Like, what's the difference? It doesn't make any, has no bearing on that person's character. I mean, obviously, you have different struggles in your life. That is the case, but at the same time, it doesn't fundamentally affect who you are as a human being. And so, if that happens to be the case in the show, then I think that's going to be so great.
Yeah, cool.
That was another thing when we had the religious conversation earlier on. I was like, I almost mentioned that earlier on.
Yeah.
I was like, well, if that ends up being the case as well, it's gay ninja Jesus. Which is a very interesting character to have.
I have a feeling Robert Kirkman made that character just so he could say he had a gay Jesus in his book.
Yeah, probably.
One thing that might change, I wonder, I think there's legions of women who are attracted to your character.
Oh, and you think the gay thing might change that?
Well, I don't know. I wonder. I mean, who knows?
I think that's interesting. I mean, because I'm not in real life, so that kind of appealing onto you. But also, like, what's been surprising me, and Norman warned me about this as well when we were shooting. He was like, you know, there's going to be a lot of this shipping stuff going on, and like Daryl and Jesus, and I'm like, oh, really? Suddenly that's happened. I'm getting all these pictures and everything of Daryl and Jesus together, which is really amusing. And so I don't know. I think they'll fit in. If the fans like the character and like me, then I don't think it will affect much. It'll just make it more interesting, I think. And then certainly, you know, in real life, like I've met women who have wanted to turn certain friends, and they have that to hang on to, you know. Yeah. Like, oh, it's okay, I'm going to make you heterosexual. But I think they'll decide what they want.
I think there's going to be a lot of that, yeah. All right, we're back, and it's time for next week on Walking Dead.
Okay, next week on The Walking Dead, Season 6, Episode 16, The Last Day on Earth. 90-minute season finale. Strap yourself in, clutch your sweetheart close, because, man, this is going to be a crazy episode. I have 2 descriptions that aren't very description-y. Actually, one of them kind of is. The first one's from AMC. And AMC says, Rick and the group must go outside the walls to save one of their own. What they experience on the road will change their lives forever. Sorry, it's me injecting.
Who would they be saving? One of their own. Mm-hmm. Because there's a few people that need saving.
Yes, there are.
Yeah.
Yeah. The second one is
hope.
from right. The second, right. Maybe there's only one by now. The second one's from IMDb that says Carol and Morgan come across new survivors. That's spoilery.
Yeah, Morgan.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Rick and the group rush to the hilltop in a desperate attempt to save Maggie.
Oh, that's who they're saving, Maggie. That's
and actually, it's funny because I didn't read this before.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of skimmed over these. I didn't really. Mm-hmm. But there's my answer. They do go to the hilltop to save Maggie.
Yeah.
As the threat posed by Negan and his saviors grows higher. Dun, dun, dun.
I hope they don't just show Negan in like the last frame. Don't do that, please.
What did that caller say a couple of weeks ago? He said something like, "The governor was a guy you love to hate, but Negan's a guy you're gonna hate to love."
To love, yeah.
Yeah.
And you'd
which
think
is great.
They've been talking about what a great performance Jeffrey Dean Morgan has, so that has to mean that he has a lot of scenes in this finale, or at least some, because I don't think they've started filming season 7.
Right. They don't usually start that until another month or 2 goes by. I think then they get into it, especially when it heats up in Georgia. So
there were a couple of sneak peeks. Did you watch them?
I did. One of the ones I saw was Father Gabriel and Rick. Rick tells, and Father Gabriel tells Rick this actually pretty well thought out contingency plan. Here's what's going to happen when you go. This is going to happen. That's going to happen. That's going to happen. He's like, "Are you okay with leaving me in charge?" And Rick smiles at him, says, "Yes, it was nice." And then the other guy says, "Well, what about negotiating or offering them a deal?" And Rick says, "Yeah, you go ahead. I've got it. You tell them to wait for me. I've got a deal for them." So,
Which is funny because there was another preview that looked a lot like the scene where those saviors met Abraham and Daryl and Sasha on the road, but it was Rick and a few other people. And I think Rick was saying, I think we can make a deal here or something like that.
That's funny. And there was somebody lying on the ground, which is not good.
Mm-mm.
Nobody wants to see somebody lying on the ground.
And then there was one that showed Morgan approaching a horse.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say earlier. Morgan on a horse.
Yeah. And he was just going, it's okay. Come on. Yeah, you're good. You're alive. But then they showed that guy who was, I think, carrying Carol's rosary.
Oh.
I think it was that guy that walked away. Yeah.
No. Well, good. A horse can outrun that guy, especially that guy being shot.
Also, Kirkman said, seeing Jeffrey Dean Morgan in costume, holding Lucille, saying lines. Yeah, I don't get goosebumps a lot, but that definitely happened. And in that one of those previews, they showed it just showed his back, but he had his trademark leather jacket on and said, "I'm Negan," and then it showed the bat with the barbed wire around it. Did you see that?
No,
it looked
I did
amazing.
Not.
It looked amazing.
You comic geeks, you're just loving this whole Negan thing, and all it does is fill me with dread.
Good.
Deadpool?
Yeah, I think you might. Yeah, Deadpool's great. I would totally say
okay.
That. Spotlight you saw.
Yep.
Star Wars. 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Oh yeah. Have you seen it?
Yeah, it was good. I think you're gonna like it. Yeah, I think you'll like it. Yeah.
Which will I like better, 10 Cloverfield Lane or Deadpool?
Are you in the mood for kind of a creepy yet clever movie, or a wisecracking, funny, violent